It's been a while, so figure I'd do a somewhat quick walkthrough. Everything's been growing really well. The trees are coming in, all the roots are happy. Um, yeah, it's starting to turn into what we planned on it being. Um, so the Chinese malunga is doing well, and this companion tree to this one, this is called apat. You can make a drink from the fruit of it, but it tastes horrible, so we don't do that. But like so many other things, it's good for you. And inside the tree, the vines kind of wandered over here. We've got giant passion fruit, and that passion fruit's about a third the size it will be. It'll get very large. And the flowers are real nice. This banana variety here was a gift from our friend Boris. It's called a double Mahoy, and most bananas have one bunch come out. This one will have two bunches come out simultaneously. So hopefully in a couple months we'll get that. And Lisa planted this umbrella tree here a while back, and it's coming in nicely now. Here is this variety of banana is called Musa ornata, and you don't eat the banana from it, but the birds like to come out, and you see that petal sitting there, and it'll catch water, and in the mornings the smaller birds will come stand on that petal and drink the water out of there. And lipstick ginger, which surprisingly it has little nodules every day that come out, and they're kind of sweet, almost like a little candy. And this tree is bugnite. Don't know if you can see it, but the bugnite's coming in, and it would be ripe in maybe another week. And they're kind of similar to currant berry. And this is a new addition. It has these nice flowers that are coming in. We'll put this in the ground at some point once we decide for sure where we want to put it. I'm going to skip a lot of the stuff from the previous videos. Just going to kind of hit the highlights here today. The ylang tree is one of our aromatics. Right now the flowers are kind of greenish yellow. They're not easy to see, but it's very aromatic at night after the sun goes down. And the scent travels through the house. And our living wall that we still need to replant and haven't done so, but at some point we're going to populate all these flower pots with plants that like low light, a little more moisture. All of our coconuts are finally bearing fruit. This one is actually kind of an aromatic, sweet type of coconut that's real nice. And this finger lime I planted a couple of years ago. We've had it for 4 or 5 years, and I'd almost given up on it. I was starting to wonder if it would ever bear fruit, and just this last week it started bearing its first fruit ever. And this is caviar lime. Real interesting one you can use in different desserts. And our view, of course, is always wonderful here, and it's a little clouded in right now, but the volcano Mount Matutum is right there. All 4 of our Lanzone trees are coming in really good. This year has not been a good fruit for anybody. It's actually been too good of weather. Fruit tends to come out more when the trees get stressed and trigger the survival mode and the reproduction mode, and then that's when they'll have flowers and bear fruit. And the weather has been so good for the trees this year, they're just too happy to have fruit. So I guess we'll do that next year. We had passion fruit on this trellis forever, and it just wasn't bearing fruit, so we swapped it out for a winged bean here that I really like the flavor of. Local name is also balagai in the local dialect. And on this side we've done another type of bean, which is called the snake gourd bean, and these beans get to be about 6 feet or 2 meters long, and they're kind of a cross between like a cucumber and a Chinese long bean, which here is called sitao. There you go. This one, well, this one's about 4.5 feet now. A while back I replanted my shampoo ginger here because it wasn't doing well on the other side of the yard, and it's thriving here now. It really is happy. It's growing. Shampoo ginger, as the story goes, it's native to the Hawaii, and when the ladies would be, bathing in the river, they'd reach out and this would be growing on the banks, and you can gently squeeze those, and a not sticky, kind of pleasant liquid comes out that they'd use as shampoo. All of our calamansi limes are doing really good. We have fruit all the time. I have separate videos on this one. There was a really good blooming earlier this year. This is the flower on the back of the 5 peso coin. It's called the New Guinea creeper. Or actually, the one on the back of the 5 peso coin is jade in color. This is the red one. But it's very stunning, beautiful flowering vine. You see the root system there is, it's about 5 years old from a little tiny seedling. And these edible insulin flowers are always doing nice. They're a fun one to have around as a garnish, or added on salads, or whatever you want. They're a pleasant flavor to them. We had a small trellis here that we tried different things in, and none of them ever really seemed to work out right. So we planted this Potogo palm, and it seems to be doing well. The thing about that is you can predict how big it'll get, and so should have thought of it earlier. It'll fit perfect in that space, and the width will never exceed the grassy area. So assuming it stays healthy, that'll go really well. This isn't flowering right now, but when it does, this has really neat, large, inverted trumpet-shaped flowers. And as always, our apple guava is doing well. Very sweet, very beautiful, good tasting fruit. Chinese durian is doing well. I'd actually pruned that back quite a bit. It was getting too tall. The dragon fruit's doing a little better. Still not as well as I'd like. It's been a struggle. Our hope is one day we'll fully populate this and we'll have dragon fruit here. Lisa's planted dragon fruit in other areas, so between all the locations, some of it should work out. And our Kamonsil tree is doing well. English name is monkey pod. And this is an acai palm, or ACAI. And I learned recently that there's a male and a female one, and I've only got the one. So the odds are, unless for some reason I just don't know about it and a neighbor has one that is of the opposite sex, the odds are I'm never going to get fruit from that, but it's still nice to have one around. And our torch ginger, which I'd heard for years that, hey, the people in other parts of Asia make salads out of that, and so I finally broke down and figured out how to do it, just YouTube videos and whatnot. and made a salad with it, and it's very pleasant, has a unique flavor and aroma to it. This, our black sapote, or chocolate pudding fruit, is large and healthy, and hope to get fruit on it soon too. And our giant rambutan called Malaysian Jade. The rambutan on these is about 4 times the size of the regular rambutan and slightly sweeter. We lost our abu tree that was about 12 foot tall a couple months ago. I didn't know it, but I had a plant that was kind of I thought it was a companion plant, but it wasn't, and it ended up killing it. And so our friend Doc Alex, I told him about it, and he said, you know what, I've got giant abu, and so we're having to start over, but you know, give us, I don't know, 4 years and we'll have a nice big tree and some of that fruit, which is one of my favorites. All the ornamentals are coming in really nicely. Lisa's doing a great job with these, and it's a lot of fun. And these are our Anonas trees, and Anonas is the same family as custard apple, which is locally called Atis. But where the Atis is green when it's ripe, these are kind of pinkish red when they're ripe and have a slightly different texture and taste than the Atis. And this is our J33 that's coming in, doing really good, very healthy. Eventually we'll end up taking this variety of guava out because we don't really eat it much. Make room for that J33. And our blackberry jam berries are doing wonderful. None of them are ripe right now, but they're coming in. They'll be yellow when they're ripe, and the berries taste just like blackberry jam from a jar. And our bonsai bolete tree with all of its blue sky vine flowers that has these flowers year round. It's real nice. And our stingerless bees, very healthy. They don't produce as fast as some people's, but they're healthy. And the Trigona honey is more a medicinal thing than a sweetener thing, so it is what it is, and we have enough that it's good for just the two of us. So our small pomegranate tree is coming in. And Musang King, the most expensive, sought after durian in the world. These date palms are coming in very nicely. I believe we may have actually lucked out and gotten one male and one female because one of them flowered and one of them didn't. They're still young, so we're hoping that works out. And that tree behind it is an inyam. It's similar to the bugni I showed you earlier, except the berries are much smaller. And this is an indigenous type of berry that's very rare now. And the pavilion is just as wonderful and relaxing as ever. You know, this is the spot you come and hang out and just enjoy the atmosphere, the view, and this is another aromatic called Dama de Noche. I don't like it as much as the others, but it is a nice one, and it has these neat little flowers on them. But like all the other aromatics in the country, it only comes out at night. This is my prized Sempidox CH17 that I grew from seed from Bernard. Oh, I think it's been over 3 years now. Our fig up here is doing really good. The fruit's real nice, or not fruit, the flower, the edible flower. And then we have more coming in now, so those will be ripe next week. And the peanut butter berries, really just cranking out the berries. I mean, we're getting 500 to 1,000 berries a month, far more than we could ever eat. Get some coming in now. Those will be ripe in a day or two. And our Jaboticaba, our grape tree, we planted this a number of years ago, and it just stayed the same height for the longest time. And this year it's decided it's happy, the root system's taken hold, and it's finally taken off. So give that another 5 years, I think, and it'll be pretty impressive. And our Chinoto orange, which has had fruit once, but not since. It'll probably have some soon, I would think. I can't imagine it wouldn't flower soon. And we planted passion fruit on the fence everywhere, and it's just taken off. We got more than we can eat. We got passion fruit falling on the ground, and it goes all the way down there. We'll wander down to the side yard and kind of wrap this up in a minute. Our Indian clock vine is growing and spreading on the trellis. And when this comes in, it'll populate this entire trellis. I'm figuring 2 more years. And we planted this ivy at different locations, and eventually this ivy will take over and cover all this bare concrete, so we won't have to paint it or do anything. It'll just be a living green wall that covers all the terraces. So it's starting to get kind of a park feel to it and getting more shade. And as you get more shade, it's continuous. It makes all the air under it cooler, and the temperature's dropping up here rapidly. So our plan's coming together. It's just taken, well, years. For those who have been following that long, you know, it's been a struggle at times, and we've made some mistakes. And I'm sure we've made some mistakes that we don't even realize yet. And, you know, it's kind of correct as we go, and it's a fun learning process. I tell some people, ask me, well, how do you know these things about these plants and trees and fruits? And it was on accident. I just found I was introduced to some fruit I liked and planted them here, and then I found another one, and then I met some people who had exotic plants and were interested, and became friends with them, and then kind of diversified and got into more plants. And then after a year or two, I learned enough and met enough people and found enough different plants that I all of a sudden one day was like, oh, I guess I'm a plant guy, and I'm very happy with that. This is our pink vine that grows in this tree, and it flowers year round. It attracts the butterflies and the bees, and it's very beautiful. This area is just kind of a nursery area we're keeping up. These got our raised gardens with different types of vegetables, and our pomelo / grapefruit tree is nice and big and healthy. It's had fruit once, but hopefully we'll have some again soon. This is just starting to open now. This is our 1,000-finger banana, and that'll open and continue to open until the bananas will reach the ground. All kinds of different peppers and lime berries and limoncita. This is Saging Bungalan, a variety of banana which when it's ripe it gets soft and stays green. It's very sweet and has a nice texture. It's one of my favorites. My second favorite, next to the one back here further, that's called the ice cream banana. Again, our coconuts are all very healthy and more blooming and flowering coming in. Let's see, can't quite see that. Here's the ice cream banana. That's our favorite to eat. That's just absolutely beautiful flavor and texture. That'll be, oh, probably another 3 weeks before we can harvest. Back here we have another variety of Cempadac. This is the CH1, and it's finally decided it's happy too. The other ones grew really fast. This is the same age as the other ones on the upper terrace, but it just took a lot longer. I don't know if it's the soil here or the conditions, but now it's happy and growing. And this is a Kamansi tree, which is in the jackfruit family. And the fruits, I don't know if you can see them all the way up there, but it has fruit year-round, unlike the jackfruit, and it can be used for different, as a vegetable in soups and different things. It almost has a texture like a tuber or something, but it's good to have that around for cooking year-round. So that's the quick tour. There are a lot of things I've brushed past. You know, to do the full tour it would take an hour and a half now, given the number of plants we have. But we'll do another update next time when it seems like it's the right time to do an update.